But yes, welcome. This is HBO Max. This is the world. I've done this for 2 years.
This is the best intro you've done yet.
Is this the intro? Should this be the official intro?
Sure.
Welcome to HBO Max. I am Makenna. Joining me as always is Brandon. Hi, Brandon. How are you today?
Happy the first episode of the new era, man.
Yes, welcome to year 3. We've made it.
We did it.
Joining us, very special guest, the one, the only Josh Macuga. Hello, Josh. How are you today?
Hi. Oh man, I am fantastic. So excited to be here. Listen, you could get me on any podcast just by saying, "Hey, we're talking about I'm there. You don't have to finish titles of the movie. I'm there. Not enough people talk about this cinema, okay?
That's
Cinema,
true.
okay?
That's actually really
Yes.
true.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
The only gripe I have with it is it's not Bad Boys with a Z at the end.
Don't do that. Don't do that to my franchise. Okay. This isn't a Ja Rule album. Okay. This is Michael Bay, Will Smith, Martin Lawrence combining to make a Picasso-like effort each time they enter the studio. Each time action is said, you can just see a genius at work, just on canvas, just flourishing.
This is actually interesting because I haven't seen the first Bad Boys in a really, really long time. I've seen the second one dozens of times. And for some reason, I just never catch the first one ever. And so like watching it back, I'm like, I forgot like the vibe of this is so much different than the vibe of Bad Boys 2.
Totally. Well, the first one is like, man, the first one really feels gritty. Like really gritty, really almost grounded, right?
Yeah.
Whereas the second one is just Michael Bay got the budget he wanted and he was like, watch this. Watch it. Yeah. So good.
This was my first time watching it. I only knew the song. It's so good. I enjoyed this thoroughly.
Yeah, you like
so.
Bad Boys?
I liked Bad Boys.
Yeah. Do you like Bad Boys, McKenna, or did you like the movie, or both?
That's a good question. Jose, you know my dating history. Do I like Bad Boys?
You like boys who are bad. I wouldn't say that you like bad boys.
Boys will be boys.
So that's a good description.
If you look at Michael Bay's directing IMDb, he did about 35 music videos before he got to, you guys know his directorial debut is
The Rock, right?
Oh, Bad Boys.
Bad Boys.
Bad Boys was before The Rock?
Yes, it went Bad Boys and then Diana King Shy Guy and then The Rock. The Rock was his second movie. So he went The Rock, or he went Bad Boys, The Rock, and then Armageddon. Back to back to back blockbuster classics.
I know Michael Bay from, of course, the 2014 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle remake. That is my Michael Bay.
That is your. We did Armageddon on the show before.
Mm-hmm.
Did you miss a thing, or?
No, we did that one with our friend Matt Batson. That was a really fun one.
Man, let me tell you something. The summer of Armageddon changed everybody's lives. It truly did. Okay?
Wait.
It's 1996. Okay, so I'm. Oh, sorry, 1998. This is showing my age. I am a freshman in high school, going into my sophomore year, the summer between my freshman and sophomore year. And it is like, I think I went on multiple dates with the same girl to Armageddon. Like 4 times we saw that movie in the theater. And I saw it more times without her. I think I saw Armageddon in the theater like 7 times.
How many times did you see Deep Impact?
Oh, a few more times, like a couple times in the theater, and then had it on DVD, like Homestar Runner. Like I had Armageddon, I had Deep Impact, and Deep Impact, though a hideously terrible movie, isn't that bad. It's when
all
you look
right.
back at it, it's like real shitty, but like it's not terrible. Like it's a Honda Civic that's still running. You can drive it.
That's a fantastic way to
drive it.
describe that movie.
Right? Oh man, Mac. Okay, so
Yeah.
I feel like I'm taking over your show, and I feel bad. But
No, I'm absolutely fine with that.
okay, Jose. Okay, so Jose, you've seen Bad Boys 2 probably
Mhm.
what? Like on purpose, probably 10 times, accidentally another 15. Probably. Like
It's
on
one of those
TV.
movies that in my house, and when it's on TNT, we're watching Bad Boys 2.
You're watching
Like
it,
it's
you're
on.
watching it. Okay.
Yeah, so I've seen it probably 20 times.
Yeah. And McKenna, did you watch just Bad Boys or Bad Boys 2?
I just watched Bad Boys. I was going to watch Bad Boys 2. I ran out of time. I ran out of time because I've been taking finals, but it's in the plans.
Okay, let me tell you this right now.
Okay.
There are few franchises in the world, and Jose, I think you're going to go with me on this one. There are few franchises in the world where the sequel, it has multiple criteria as to why it's a sequel, but has no actual ties back to the original movie. Right? Like,
Yeah.
there's nothing, like Lethal Weapon 2, no, not even a mention of the first movie. Any of the characters from the first movie, nothing. Right? Bad Boys 2, the same way. Bad Boys 2, in comparison to Bad Boys 2 is the superior movie. It has better comedy. It has, up to that point, the most expensive action sequence ever shot, which is a bridge chase where every car explodes, including a boat, as the captain will tell you. Okay? But it is it's the better movie, and it's rare that a follow-up movie is better than the first one, like objectively better.
I rewatching this one, I kind of think I like this one better than Bad Boys 2 now.
Okay.
I have a very strange love-hate relationship with Bad Boys 2.
Okay.
Bad Boys 2 has this like weird nihilism. Like it's like Michael Bay doing his full like the wacky stuff that you see in like Armageddon, all that stuff,
Yes.
just cranked up to 11. I really like it, but it's also like it kind of makes me uncomfortable at points. This one, I was really blown away by Michael Bay's directing in this, mostly because of some stuff that I read, like the behind the scenes production of the movie, where I was like, it's incredible that this movie's good at all, considering everything that they did making the movie.
Yeah. And it's, I mean, you know, Bad Boys 1 is 95, and Bad Boys 2 doesn't happen until 2003. That's a solid 8 years, which in today's world, with the success that Bad Boys had, they would have had Bad Boys pumped out and shot within 18 months.
I believe it was that Will Smith just got too popular.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, because I think he followed this up, like he went from this and then like went straight into like Independence Day, right?
Oh God, the summer of Independence Day. Let me tell you guys about that one. You know where I saw Independence Day for the first time, McKenna?
Ooh.
Westchester, Pennsylvania.
Really?
Yes. On the east, I have cousins on the east side of Pennsylvania. You know, in Unionville. They went to Unionville High School, so close to where Kyle Stathead Sheridan is from, Kennett Square area. Okay. And I would go and stay with them for like 3 weeks in the summertime with my cousins and my aunt and uncle. And that summer of Armageddon, they would just dropping us off at the movie theater once or twice a week and be like, watch it again. It's really good. They kill the aliens this time. Go. And in that tiny time between like 94 and 2005, some of the greatest action movies ever made happened then. And you kind of got to credit Michael Bay with that. Because he took it up a notch. Like Die Hard was 84. We didn't really have like the stakes risen until we got to like Bad Boys and The Rock.
Yeah, the Rock is one of my favorite movies.
It's perfect.
It's the everything about that movie is Nicolas Cage starting to do action movies. They got Sean Connery back to basically just be James Bond again.
Yes.
I don't know if you know this, but the score for The Rock is done by the same guy who did the score for all the Metal Gear Solid games.
Oh,
and it sounds like a Metal Gear Solid game. I love it.
Okay. Do you like it a lot too because it's San Francisco?
Yeah, I guess there is that connection to it, like the whole Alcatraz thing. Like, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god! Is that The Rock?
Yeah.
Makenna, no.
It's all coming together.
You know what the hard part for me, Jose, is that I think all Makenna thinks about when she hears Michael Bay are like the later Transformers movies.
Yeah, I think a lot of people do that now, where they just like there's this everybody hates Michael Bay, and like his later movies, the Transformers movies suck for the most part. Like I get it, but like when he like is really trying, he's really good.
Yes.
And it's style over substance, absolutely, but sometimes that's what you want. Yeah. I don't know if you saw Ambulance. Ambulance rules.
Ambulance? Was that the most recent one on Netflix?
I think it went to Peacock, but yeah, it's got like Jake Gyllenhaal. It's awesome.
Oh! No, I haven't seen this yet.
It's good,
huh?
Yeah, you're gonna want to watch this.
Okay. Well, guess what I know I'm watching tonight, baby. Let's go. I don't even have to argue with Amanda tonight. It's Ambulance or nothing. She's gonna love. Oh, I'm like watching the trailer on silent right now. Oh, this is. Hey, let's talk for a second because Makenna, I know you're a film buff, and I know you have like high quality taste. I feel like. I feel like because I like everything. Right? It's on a scale of like, I don't like it that much to I love it. I don't hate anything. I don't dislike anything. I think the only thing I've ever really hated watching was when I was forced to watch like a lot of that CW superhero TV when I was doing TV Talk for Collider. Mm-hmm. And like Supergirl and Legends of Tomorrow. It was just it was just bad. Mm-hmm. It was just lazy television. Anyway. I feel like you are kind of a film buff. Jose, I think, is a little more like me. Like McKenna's a harsh critic. Like, I don't know if I like this one. And Jose's like, I mean, they blew up half the city. I think it's on a scale of 1 to awesome. It's pretty friggin' awesome.
I think you got us backwards, Josh.
Oh no!
I don't know if you can see this back here, but this is my Criterion Collection DVDs, my Citizen Kane.
This is my collection.
I was hoping that was false.
There's about maybe only 15 DVDs up there. And half of them is the Family Ties DVD set.
There's a family story, Makenna, that when Family Ties ended, I think I was like 6, maybe 7, 5, I don't know, young, and I was sobbing because I thought that like when the TV show ended, the family died. Like I was like, but they're all dead. I was like, no, just like the show is over. It's just. That's the show. And I was like, but where did they go? And she was like, well, it's a TV show. They just stopped making it. And I was like, so they get to what? Like I was crestfallen, thinking that like Michael P. Keaton was just gonna die. I think my parents were doing a really rough job raising me. I don't know, but I love that show. I love Family Ties. All right. I have never really owned many DVDs. Obviously, I owned Bad Boys 2 at one point, and I think I got, like, when I was moving out of college, I lost it, whatever. You guys know my wedding rings, right? Mine says we ride together. Amanda says we die together. Mm-hmm. I currently only own one DVD. I don't own a DVD player, and I can't get rid of this DVD because I don't think I'll ever find it again. It's not a movie.
Oh.
It's Journey live in Houston.
Oh, my God.
1983 Journey live in Houston. It's the only DVD I currently have. And I have like a 30-minute, I think it's like a 35, 40-minute, I don't know if it's a DVD or like a CD-ROM of Steelers Super Bowl XL. I think that's all I got.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Okay,
that's a hell of a collection.
So Jose is the wine snob. He's the
a little bit. I do enjoy some trash. I got to be honest, but I also enjoy the cinema.
Okay. So Makenna, what was your first Michael Bay film then?
It may have been that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle remake.
That's the first Michael Bay movie you watched.
I believe so. And
well,
then
so he's just the producer on that.
Oh,
so
okay.
it probably would have been Armageddon.
No. What was
Oh.
Transformers?
Which Transformers? No, not the first Transformers. Hold on. It was a
Second
one
one?
that
The
I
one
saw
with
in
the
theaters.
moon?
Yes, Dark
Blood
Side of the
Moon.
It was like Dark of the Moon because when I saw that on Michael's Bay's film, I started singing Convoy. It was Dark of the Moon on the 6th of June, and at Kenworth Hall and Hogs. Cab over Pete with Reefer on, and Jimmy. I mix up his lyrics, but Convoy. That's all I can think about that. But I believe that is my first Transformers movie.
Are you guys dating me? Is this some band I should know? But
This
you
is
guys are young?
Convoy.
No, Convoy, the song Convoy.
From the movie Convoy?
Nope.
It was a
I've never heard of the movie.
It was a 1978 movie. It was, I think, pretty
Guys.
much like Smokey and the Bandit.
Oh, okay. See, my movies start at Die Hard. I started watching movies at Die Hard. I guess you could count Star Wars as like my earliest film that I've ever Godfather, I guess. Godfather, Star Wars. Right?
Mhm.
And then once we get into the 80s, like Die Hard, Lethal Weapon,
Predator.
Bro, come on. Predator. God. Have you ever seen Predator, McKenna?
No.
It's on my list of the movies that are like whenever we okay, we need to check this one off for McKenna. I got Predator on there because I got Predator on 4K Blu-ray. That movie's amazing in 4K.
Oh, golly. I mean, that movie, I think I was 10. I was at Colin Redmond's house. We snuck the VHS, and I'm watching, and I'm like, is this the greatest movie anybody's ever made?
I had a very similar experience when we got. I was staying at a friend's house and we got his parents to rent Predator. And we went home and watched it. I was like, "Holy shit, this movie's amazing!"
Yes,
and then the next time we
yes.
hung out, we went and rented Predator 2, which is a
Ooh.
much different experience.
Way different. Yeah. Well, Predator 2, it has its
I think it's still a pretty good movie. It's just
I agree.
way different.
way different. It's part of that era of making Los Angeles, all the cameras look like somebody just smudged them a little bit and makes LA look like, and it might have been at this time, just entirely smog. Every camera shot is really bright sun with glaze over every camera.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like that sunset shot of LA, smog everywhere.
Yes.
Two kids run across the street.
Boom. Bouncing ball.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And then a crappy car pulls up bumping a song and guys get out. She's like, Metro Golden Mayor presents. And it's just like LA is under siege. And I think the last movie like that where LA finally blew up was Demolition Man. And then they started making LA look cleaner.
Yeah. Well, New York had the same thing too, right? You go back to the 70s with Taxi Driver and stuff, and New York looks terrible. And now it's everything's clean and pristine and it's boring.
Yeah. Make living in New York look so cool and trendy. Meanwhile, it's $9,800 for a studio, and you can't even afford food. This place blows. McKenna, I feel like McKenna, there needs to be a suggestion box, right? Student council, hey, McKenna, watch this movie.
That's normally what our guests like to do is find something McKenna hasn't seen yet.
Yeah. It's most movies.
It's most movies. Okay, so your first Bad Boys experience.
My first Bad Boys experience.
Highs and lows.
Oh boy, everything's a high.
Yes. Let me ask you a question. Okay, when they're running through Miami and they're running over those little bridges and the fat cop, the fat dirty cop, and that isn't that scene kind of perfectly shot?
Yeah.
It's the only foot chase that you're okay, you get it. And now you're invested in how every major crime lord, his underlings are useless humans. Right? Every single action movie has that. And I don't care if that's a trope or not. I love that. Okay? So good.
Cousin Christopher was in this from The Sopranos.
Yes,
that blew my mind.
Cousin Chris.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, young Christopher Moltisanti as the rat tire. Is he a tire mechanic? He runs a tire shop. Yeah. He doesn't make an appearance in the second movie. I know that.
No.
Does he die in this? No, he doesn't die.
No. He just. It's a weird scene, to be honest.
It is kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love and Joe Pantaleone,
Joey
another
Pants.
Sopranos.
Joey Pants, HBO Max legend.
Okay.
We've done how many? McKenna, how many Joey Pants movies have we done now?
We've probably done 2 or 3 at this point. I need to tell you a secret, Jose. I forgot my HBO Max notebook at school. So this is
Do you not have facts and figures?
Oh no, I have facts and figures. But
Okay.
in the first half of this notebook is not in fact other facts and figures. This is British literature that I took last year.
Oh,
As
wow.
well as soccer globalization of soccer notes. So I cannot help you out.
I'd like to hear these globalization of soccer notes. Maybe we should bring her on. Don't Cause a Ruckus there, Jose.
Would love that.
Bring her on. Globalization of soccer.
Dude, I got books, I got papers. Let me tell you what. Buckle up, you know?
Mac, let me get some facts and figures about Bad Boys.
Let me tell you some facts and figures. It was released April 7th, 1995. Great year, from what I've heard.
April is a tough month for a movie. Right? Like this is before the summer kind of blockbuster.
That is true.
And early April too. Like most of the East Coast is still sort of like winter time.
Yeah.
And they release a Miami buddy cop movie, and I'm guessing it crushed. Go ahead, facts and figures.
Oh yes, and at a budget $19 million, it made $141.4 million. That's a
Good
lot
return.
of money.
Michael Bay just got, as soon as that happened, he's like, well, I have a career now.
Yeah.
I can do no wrong for the rest of my life. I'm fine.
Everything's okay. Will Smith and Martin Lawrence were nominated for Best On-Screen Duo at the MTV Awards. However, they lost the movie awards. They lost to David Spade and Chris Farley because it was the same year that Tommy Boy came out.
Well,
Yeah, hard to beat that.
Hard to beat it.
that Tommy Boy, top 10 comedy all time.
Yeah, Tommy Boy
And
is
I'll fight
Absolutely.
any.
in those 15 movies up there.
Is it?
It is.
You know, I think I've told you this story, McKenna, that I auditioned in LA on one of the lots, and the guy that created Tommy Boy has been like a producer for Warner Brothers for a long time. He bounces from like project to project, but his office says Callahan Auto Parts, movie production, auto, and like auto parts or something. It's got the logo and everything. And I'm walking by and I was like,
That's so cool.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
amazing. My
God, that movie's
sister
perfect.
my sister has a friend named Tommy Hallahan, and my dad every time she brings him up is like he sold 500,000 brake pads. With
Tommy just sold 500,000 brake pads.
so good.
Yeah,
We should do Tommy Boy sometime.
We should. We should.
Good Lord.
Sony bought the script for $3 million. It was originally, well, before that, Dana Carvey and John Lovitz were supposed to be the duo. It was going to be
knew
called
that one.
Bulletproof Hearts. And then Sony bought it, and then it was going to be Martin Lawrence and Arsenio Hall, and Arsenio Hall turned it down. And then Michael Bay
Smart move,
said,
Arsenio.
Fresh Prince, that's doing pretty hot. Let's get Will Smith on.
I think they went after Wesley Snipes
They
too.
did. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which
Couldn't.
that would have been great.
I'll be honest. Wesley Snipes. That was prime Wesley Snipes too. Like, White Man Can't Jump was only a couple years before that, and Blade was a year after that, right? So we were in prime Snipes. Then.
What Passenger 47,
57, I think.
57, and then what's the sequel to The Fugitive that he's in?
Oh, U.S. Marshals.
U.S. Marshals. I can love U.S. Marshals. That movie's so good.
Super underrated. There's a really we did a WGN Movies for America on that on U.S. Marshals, and that Robert Downey Jr., who's in that movie, hated doing that movie. He and Wesley Snipes did not get along from day one of that. Kind of a crazy, but obviously Robert Downey Jr. at that point was like,
Yeah.
deep in cocaine and hookers, so he wasn't really like in the best shape for making a movie. And then Iron Man came along and bada boom, now he's like the greatest dude to ever make a movie. So
Boom.
boom.
Michael Bay paid $25,000 to shoot the final scene after the studio refused to fund it. And my final
That's
fact and figure. I might mispronounce
Wait,
it.
wait. Go back to that. Did they wouldn't fund like the final explosion, or
Yeah.
the whole final scene only cost $25K? Would they shoot that in a day?
Something like that, yeah. He was like he had to take a bunch of like budget cuts and like had to shoot like action sequence that would normally take multiple days in a single day just because of like budget and everything.
I mean, worth it because that final scene in the
Incredible
airplane.
job that he's able to wrap that up so quickly.
The only thing in Bad Boys 2 that references Bad Boys 1, Jose, I think you remember this, is when at the beginning of the movie they talk about like going to therapy where they get the "Woosa" line from Bad Boys 2.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, Captain made me go after that thing at the airplane hangar. That's the only mention of Bad Boys 1.
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah.
My final fact and figure. I might mispronounce her name. I'm really sorry. Tia Leone, Madam Secretary.
Yeah, nailed it.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
she's dating Tim Daly from Wings. She was accidentally knocked out by Martin Lawrence's stunt double. She wasn't on her proper
Yikes.
mark and took an AK-47 to the jaw.
Oh,
Whoa.
Yeah.
that's tough.
And that guy lost his job.
It-
Stand-in hits. If Martin Lawrence hits her, there's like a studio situation. They got to like pay a couple. The stuntman hits her. He got to get a lawyer, and he's fired.
Oh,
Yeah,
how that
that's
works.
tough.
That's a tough one.
It's not good.
That's a tough one. Kay Leone, also great in that movie Spanglish with Adam Sandler.
Yeah, that,
It's a good one.
I haven't seen that in forever. I remember
Yeah.
really liking that movie.
Yeah, it's a good one. Good one. So those are your Max and figures.
Oh my god. Yeah, it is. That's good. We haven't
You
thought
knew I
of
was
that.
going to get a pun in there somewhere. You knew I was going to get a pun in there.
Those are my Max figures for Bad Boys. Hold the Z.
All right, here's my facts and figures.
Oh yeah.
Okay? All right, so first time I went and saw this movie, my brother and I went to see it in the theater. So I'm 13, right? Is it 90? It's 95, right?
95,
So
yep.
I'm 13. So I don't think we definitely didn't see it opening weekend, but I remember going back to school and like my brother's 2 years older than me, so I'm 13. He's 15. Means I'm in 8th grade. He's like going to be he's a freshman in high school. No, it's 7th grade. He's a freshman in high school because he's 2 years older than me. So he comes home and he's like, "Hey, there's this movie called Bad Boys. Okay, we have to go see it. It's with the Fresh Prince and Martin." And I was like, "You mean Damn Gina Martin?" And he's like, "Yeah, Damn Gina Martin." Okay, that's from the TV show Mac, from Martin Lawrence's show Martin. Okay, and his girlfriend's name was Gina, and every time he's like, "Damn Gina," like that. It's awesome. Okay, so I'm like, "Well, we have to go see this," and he's like, "We can't tell mom and dad because it's R-rated." I was like, "Okay." He's like, "I'm gonna have our neighbor drive us to the movie," and I was like, "Great, we'll go." So we go and see it. We buy tickets, I think, for something PG, and then obviously you walk into Bad Boys because they're not going to sell an R-rated ticket to. Even though I had a beard in the 7th grade, they still weren't going to send me. They still weren't going to sell me the ticket. So we went and saw Bad Boys, and we like after everybody kind of got out, and Ben was like, my brother, he was like, "Was that like the greatest movie of all time?" And I was like, "I think so. I think that was perfect." So we did the classic thing where we went into the bathroom and then went to the next showing, like of the movie. Like waited 20 minutes and then went back and watched it again. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're walking home from the mall where our movie theater was. It's about like a 1.5 mile, 2 mile walk. And the entire time we're like fighting like we're bad boys. Like it's like ba, 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 like running and like jumping upside. This is a 15-year-old and a 13-year-old. We are not like 11 and 9. Okay. Proceeded to probably see Bad Boys another 6 times in the theater, maybe. Like saw it a lot. And then when Blockbuster had it on VHS, rented it nonstop. Like would drop it so he wouldn't get the fine, and then just re-rent it. Re-rent it. And then I mean, that whole summer was a Bad Boys summer.
Bad Boy Summer.
And then we were like, oh, okay, so they just made one Bad Boys. Like never really, every time it popped on TV, great. Every time we wanted to, not, no big deal. And then 2003, my brother is graduating college. It's the summer before his like super senior year at Penn State, and Bad Boys 2, and he's got an internship in New Jersey, and I'm living at the shore, bartending in 2003, and my brother's like, "Come to New Jersey, we're gonna go watch Bad Boys 2." And I was like, "Well, yeah, duh. I'm not an idiot." I'm like, easy. Get stuck on a bus like outside Atlantic City because I don't have a car at the time. Well, I had a car, but I wrecked it. Whatever. Good. finally make it to Princeton, New Jersey, and I took off like 2 days of work for us to watch this movie in the theater. Probably another 6. Like, we watched Bad Boys 2 3 times in a row. Like, snuck beers in, smoked weed in between the movies. We like made pot brown. Like, it was awesome.
It's like you went to a festival, but it was just the movie theaters to see Bad Boys 2.
Just Bad Boys 2, man. So, fast forward, me and Amanda get married, and in our wedding vows, we say we ride together, we die together, Bad Boys for life. So my brother gets up to do his best man speech, and he's like, yeah, I got to be honest with you. I really thought that the Bad Boys for life thing was mine and Josh's together, and I guess his wife just stole it from me, and he didn't say anything, and that's how marriage works. So congratulations, love you, and Bad Boys for life. There's your full circle moment.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Amazing.
Oh my god.
We went to the Orange Bowl, Penn State, Florida State. Bobby Bowden, Joe Paterno.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was 2004.
Oh wow.
2004 season, 2005 Orange Bowl, I believe. And Ben and I, like, we got to our hotel, and I was like, hey, is there like a Bad Boys tour? Like, is there like can you like sign up? Is there like a company that like walks you through like the filming of any of the Bad Boys movies? And the guy was like, wait, what? I don't...
Take it to all the landmarks, like the fake Miami sign.
Yeah. Like, we were legit kind of like crestfallen that there wasn't some sort of like a guy going around with pamphlets being like, Bad Boys tour starts at 1, eat here, and he just walks you through. This was Will Smith's apartment building. Would you like to go see the apartment where it was shot? Like, yes. Nope, that doesn't exist.
Bad Boys 2, what you gonna do, Oh.
Yeah.
That's a shame. We should start one.
Man.
20 years later.
Just start a Bad Boys tour.
Yeah.
Just move to Miami and scout out the location.
Well, the next movie, I'm guessing the next movie will be the last one. I think it has to be.
There's another one
I
coming
think
out?
so, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they just announced it like a month and a half ago.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Will Smith needs to cleanse his palate after slapping Chris Rock, so.
Well, so I would say if Michael Bay doesn't come back to direct, because he didn't direct 3, right?
No, and you could tell.
Yeah.
It was a
I would
great
say
movie, but just wasn't Michael Bay,
He needs to, whatever the last one is, it just needs to end with a Michael Bay Bad Boys to just kind of top it all off.
Full circle. I agree. We had on the one Collider Live, I think it was, or maybe it was a Schmoes. No, we had Joe Carnahan on the show, and he was originally supposed to direct Bad Boys 3, that one. Mm-hmm. And so he wrote the screenplay. If you notice in Bad Boys for Life, which is the third movie, which is so silly that they didn't save that for the fourth one, right. He's credited with screenplay written by, and he's credited as a producer on the movie too. So we're talking, and like the first 10 minutes of the interview, our lead host, who usually kind of hogged the interviews, was talking about all this kind of stuff. And then I was like, all right, I got to butt in here. What happened with Bad Boys? That's my favorite movie. My wedding ring says we ride together, we die together, Bad Boys for life. It's the best. He's like, oh, still breaks my heart. He's like, Will Smith we just couldn't see eye to eye on how this was going to go. But I know that they're keeping a lot of my script. He's like, would you like to read it? I was like, wait, what? Wait. Like, so he's like, what's your email? I was like, wait.
Oh my god.
Hold on.
It's so cool.
So I get an email from Joe Carnahan, and he sends me the blocked out storyboards and animated storyboards from 2 of the chase scenes that were in the movie. So I saw those chase scenes in animated form, like very rudimentary animated form, a year before that movie came out.
So he was like deep into pre-production then when he was like,
yeah.
Huh.
Yes. Yeah.
It's crazy.
The movie was a month away from principal photography.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And he and Will Smith, Joe Carnahan, we interviewed him probably 2 or 3 times after that. And one of the moments in my life, I was on a red carpet doing an interview for, I don't freaking know. I want to say like Pacific Rim 2, right? Like
Okay, yeah.
one of those, big blockbuster kind of whatever. And I'm on the red carpet, and Joe Carnahan walks by, and he goes, "Macuga," and I was like, well, just, "Hey, man," and he's like, "What'd you think of what'd you think of that animation I sent you for Bad Boys?" I was like, "Dude, it's friggin' awesome." He's like, "Yeah, they're gonna use it. Don't tell anybody." And I was like, "Joe, is this movie gonna be good?" He's like, "It would have been a lot better if I was directing it." And I was like, "Yeah." And he's, you know what, dude? You can tell he's like a very opinionated guy, and like his road, his road is the high road, but he's kind of a genius. Like the original script is probably better than what the movie.
He's a really good director, I think.
Yeah.
Like, I love Smoking Aces. I think that movie's incredible. The Gray, where Liam Neeson fights a wolf. That movie's amazing.
He doesn't fight a wolf, Jose. He battles a wolf. It is his life battle.
So this is actually one of the most disappointing movie moments in my life, but the movie's still great. But like the trailer for The Gray, Makenna, was all built up. It was like the ending shots of the trailer was like Liam Neeson's fists taped up with like broken glass shoved in the tape, and then like him facing off against a wolf.
From airplane mini liquor bottles.
Yeah. And then it's like the ending of the trailer is just him sprinting at a wolf with his taped up hands to fight this wolf. That is the last shot of the movie. It cuts away before the fight.
What?
Yeah.
And there's no Gray 2, by the way. So we don't know if he beat the wolf or not. No idea.
That's absurd. Let's get it made.
Let's get The Gray 2 made.
Let's get The Gray 2 made.
It's just a 2-hour Liam Neeson fights the wolf for 2 hours.
That's it. One more.
And like I'm an hour into it, I'm like, man, they're still fighting this fucking wolf.
There's still another
This
hour
is like
left.
Peter versus the chicken. Still an hour to go. I mean,
Oh my god.
this wolf can take some punches.
It's a tough wolf.
It's a tough wolf.
It's like Ollie Frazier.
Yes. McKenna, did you like the car he drives? Did you like Mike Lowry's car?
Yeah, I did. That was a cool car.
It's a sick car. Do you like how Mike Lowry answers the phone?
Yeah, I do.
Lowry, you hot. Like that is
That.
all-time shit right there.
Yeah, it was.
Right?
Oh my god.
Man.
That was so good. Oh.
Fantastic movie.
Did you like how they're doing like heroin like it's a party drug in that suite? By the way, doing that much heroin, you're all dead. You're all
Yeah.
passed out. It's
Absolutely.
not cocaine.
It's not. That's what I
Heroin
heard.
is it's gonna knock you out. Like heroin's not meant to be like, let's go to the club and do heroin. It's like
It's so
let's
weird
sit-
that they decided on. They're in Miami, like the
Yes.
cocaine capital of the world, and
Correct.
they're running heroin.
Yeah, and the main drug dealer is French. Thank God in Bad Boys 2 they brought in the Cuban drug dealer. Like that's the entire history of drug running in Florida. It's
The
Cuban.
original script must not be set in Miami. That must have been a
Wait.
Michael Bay decision when he was making the movies. Like, I don't care what's going on in this script. We're doing this in
I'm
Miami.
going to Miami.
Probably Miami, because Miami cop scene it makes the Miami cops feel like they're the FBI and the CIA and probably Navy SEALs all wrapped into one cop or two cops, really.
Yeah, there's a lot of Miami. Oh yeah. What's Miami police thing? That's a big thing. Huh. Miami Vice? They got the
Miami
like the
Vice.
white suits and the sunglasses.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
Well,
That must have been what it was Michael Bay like wanted to make Miami Vice, because that seems like
Yes.
such a Michael Bay thing to do, and like he just couldn't make Miami Vice because Michael Mann for some reason made it instead.
Which makes total sense. Yeah. They're like, let's go Collateral, then Miami Vice.
Yeah, those two have the same vibe.
Totally. Yeah, 100%. Nothing
The guy
says
who did
Michael
Heat,
Mann.
the
Yeah,
long
like-
contemplative movie about, the criminals and their code of honor. Let's make
Yeah.
that into Miami Vice.
Mm-hmm. Can we talk about how awful this movie would have been if it was Dana Carvey and John Lovitz?
Oh my god, I couldn't even imagine it. I thought it was a
So,
joke. I had
I
to
could.
like look up another source.
You could?
I spent this entire this time watching this movie. I spent the entire time imagining it as a Dana Carvey, John Lovitz comedy, and so much of it's still there if you really look. Like that scene where Martin Lawrence is on the phone with two people at the same time. I can just imagine that being Dana Carvey just hamming it up. Like those, there are a bunch of comedy scenes that are written specifically to be like a Naked Gun style, or just like any kind of like Tommy Boy, just like 90s comedy.
Anytime there's like an action sequence, you can't see Dana Carvey or John Lovitz. That's the problem.
No,
right?
no, not at all. But I bet none of those action sequences are in the script. I bet Michael Bay, that's all off the top of his dome shooting the movie.
What do you, McKenna, did you like the club scene where there's the fight in the bathroom?
Okay, I got a gripe with the club scene. A cool scene. I enjoyed it. You know, the classic club beating up in the bathroom scene. But how can the bad boys spot them so well in that big crowd? I mean,
Who?
The bad boys
guys?
The bad guys, yeah.
The bad boys are Martin Lawrence.
Oh, is it really? No, they're the bad boys. Oh,
see, this has always been my confusion: is that the movies are called Bad Boys, but we follow the good boys, and the bad boys change movie to movie.
Bad boys. They're the cops.
They're the
bad boys.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
They're the bad boys.
They're
the
not that
force.
bad of boys.
Yeah, but the cop, like Captain, like yelling Joe Pants. They're the bad boys of the group, like Vargas and Reyes. You know.
Oh. Now, okay. No, we bring Joey Pants back up, and I want to ask you a question, Josh. It has nothing to do with Bad Boys, but it has nothing to do with Joey Pants either. However, the last Joey Pants. Okay, so let me go back last year. So Joey Pants came up in he was in Memento. We started talking about buffets. Started talking about are you familiar with Haas's, the salad bar place?
Yeah, Haas's Steak and Seafood.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so
it's an East Coast thing.
It's called Steak and Seafood. Makenna, how did this happen?
It's not. It's only a Pennsylvania thing.
You have Josh. You have no idea where this story is going. Trust me.
Okay.
So my best friend and I, we go to Haas's a lot whenever we visit each other from college and everything. And
is it still around?
It's still around. It still exists. It is not as popular as it used to be, but it is still a thing.
I'm surprised COVID didn't kill that one. But
I know.
Thank God. Thank God.
There's
one at Penn State. I know there was. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Definitely. Yeah.
So my friend always got this salad at the salad bar. We call it the Tony salad because his name is Tony. So it is.
Yeah.
We're very creative. It's lettuce, cheese, croutons, ham cubes, all in ranch.
Okay.
Would you eat that salad? Would you eat the Tony salad?
Nah, not a big ranch guy, but I like the ham cubes.
The Haas's ham cubes are so good.
Okay, so Haas's is HOSSS.com.
Yes.
Haas's. Like they added the extra Haas's.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm getting a text from my wife. I have to leave here pretty soon, but let me just show you. There you go, Jose. That's the logo there for Haas's Family Steak and Sea.
I'm somewhat familiar because McKenna told me that this place was a buffet.
Oh,
she described it as a buffet.
Well, so you walk in and there's like a light up board, right?
Okay.
And you order your steak or your seafood off of that, and then you get the free salad bar with your meal. And you can order anything. Now, is it good? No. Is it amazing? Yeah. It's kind of perfect. It smells in there. It smells like the perfect combination of like shrimp, steak, and cigarettes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
You haven't been able to smoke inside there since like 2005, but it still smells. They couldn't get it out. Even if they got new carpet, that carpet they brought in, they're like, can we get the ones that smell like cigarettes? And they're like, yeah, we'll make it happen.
It's the ambiance.
Yes, exactly.
It's a curated vibe.
It is. It is. That's Haas's. That's our Haas's talk. That is
Haas.
the first and only time I will ever meet someone who also knows about Hosses.
I've told Amanda about Haas's many times. She's like, I don't want to go there. And I was like, no, I think you do though. She's
You
like,
absolutely do.
There's not one bone in my body that wants to go to Haas's. So I was like, well, I'm gonna trick you in there. I'm gonna chloroform you in our car, and we're gonna go to Haas's.
Going to Haas. It was my favorite. It was my sister's favorite restaurant growing up, and my parents hated it, so they would always tell her it was flu season. We thought it was flu season year round.
Our parents are geniuses, by the way. They're fantastic.
Yeah, we love Haas's.
All right, I have to go put the baby down. I love you guys. This was a ton of fun.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks for having me. Makenna, watch Bad Boys 2,
Okay.
and then Bad Boys 3, and then you should probably watch,
The Rock. Gotta watch.
The Rock 100. Yeah, go do The Rock. Right, like The Rock is so good. And then if you want to go on like a Martin Lawrence kick, go watch
Blue Streak?
Blue Streak.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Blue Streak is so good. Really, really good.
Okay.
And if you want like an underrated,
We lost him.
He's out. That was Josh Macuga. Thank you, Josh Macuga, for joining us.
That was something.
That was beautiful.
That might be the longest time to Facts and Figures to date, I think.
I think it may. Robbie, let me know.
Yeah, Robbie, keep us updated on that one.
We need to know. Does that wrap up the episode then?
I think it does. Yeah, I don't think there's much more else for us to talk about.
No, I don't think that's.
I think we pretty much covered the movie thoroughly.
I do want to tell you about something.
Oh, okay.
A patent that my father that would have helped the now I know bad boys.
The bad boys.
The bad boys who are the good boys.
The boys who are bad.
The boys who yes. My father. So you know in the beginning they get like they drop the fry. Marcus drops the fries in between the seat. Can't get the fries. My father in I believe the late 90s, early 2000s was going to patent something called the seat wedgie to help you
the seat
wedgie. Yeah, to help you get things that fall between the seats. Apparently, it was already a thing, and so we do not hold that patent. But let me tell you what, that could have helped the bad boys.
It definitely could have. It absolutely could.
What could have been? What could have been? Do you have any final thoughts on the bad boys?
I do like genuinely. I think that you should like watch this movie if you've seen it before and you like if you're just like, you know, you don't think there's a lot of value in watching it again, I would say go back and watch it and try to just imagine the scenes shot as pure comedy instead of what Michael Bay does and try to make it, you know, more dramatic and stuff. It's really, really interesting to see the bones of this movie that's underneath. And genuinely, what I think is an incredibly good job of directing in how the movie works despite this script that's just terrible.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Like I can definitely imagine like the basis of the script that they got being the wife swap aspect of the movie. I think that's what the original script leaned way more into.
Yeah.
Is like Martin Lawrence having to be Mike Lowry, Mike Lowry having to be at the house with the wife and stuff. I bet if you go look at the script, that's like the main thing. And then Michael Bay was like, yeah, I guess that's gotta be there, but like, I don't know, let's make it like more about the crime and blowing stuff up and chase scenes and all that kind of stuff.
The bad boys who are not the titular bad boys. Yeah, it's I plan on watching the other movies and the other movies you guys told me to watch. I'm very excited to watch more Bad Boys. I enjoyed that the dynamic thoroughly. Do we do an ad read?
Nah, we don't need to do no ad reads.
Okay, I'll cut that out then.
Instead, you know, if you ever consider giving us money instead of using it on some kind of just Venmo Mac like $5.
Yeah. That was the wrong direction on my camera. Yeah, Venmo me. You can figure it out.
Yeah.
It's some variation of my name. I don't even know. Actually, I don't know my Venmo username, even though I just used it last week. But, and that will go into our Haas's expedition that we will still someday have. Brandon, where can people find you on the internet if they want to find you on the internet?
They can just look up at Jose Ruckus on pretty much everything: Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, all that stuff. Cool. At Jose Ruckus.
Yeah, and we'll have Josh's links also in the bio. Josh Macuga, he's everywhere.
You know Josh Macuga. We don't need to promote Josh Macuga.
No, you know Josh, the Coog. You should follow the show on Twitter at HBO Max, HBO Maks. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. Brandon, what should people comment this week?
Let us know what your favorite Michael Bay movie is.
Oh yeah.
Because you have one. Don't pretend that you don't. Don't pretend that you don't like all the Michael Bay movies, because you do. You think The Rock's dope. You think Bad Boys 2 is dope. You like Armageddon. Stop pretending you hate all Michael Bay movies.
Stop pretending. But yes, thank you for watching. I don't know what you're gonna do.
What are you gonna do?